We all love finding gems for cheap amounts in Football Manager, and we'll be giving you 15 today. All of these players are under £500,000 in terms of asking price. Now obviously none of them are going to be Erling Haalands and Kevin De Bruyne's, but they're all very good players of good ability that you'll be able to bring in and either have impact your team or sell them on in a season or so for 10 times the amount that you pay for them. They're all very undervalued and would be great players for your side. We've got 15 to get through, so we'll get started in a few seconds, but first please go ahead and smash that like button for us. It will really help in terms of the video's performance, and if you're in this percentage of people who aren't yet subscribed to the channel, we greatly appreciate it if you would do and help us to get to our target of 160,000 subscribers. Let me know down below your favourite cheap gems and let's get right into it. So we've got players from a variety of different nations here. Hopefully at least a few of them will be in your saves, but if you're able to sign any of these guys, you're going to make big profits on them. The first player we have is Ecuadorian midfielder Gabriel Cortez, who plays for Barcelona Sporting Club out in the Ecuadorian divisions. Now this man is bow-footed, plays attacking midfield and is 26 years of age. He can be signed for £500,000 or less. I know the transfer valuation here makes it look like you might have to pay a little bit more, but trust me, £500,000 will work. I've used the in-game editor to filter on people that are only £500,000 or less, and if you want me to prove actually, here we go, let me put £500,000 in and you'll see they will accept the deal. There you go. Just to prove that you can get them for £500,000. Now this guy is very good technically. Yes, his physicals might be a bit weak, but his mentals are strong, good flair, good free kick ability, good set piece ability all round actually, and a lot of technical attributes that would help your side. The passing, the dribbling, the long shots, by no means is he going to be the star of the Premier League or anything like that, but to get him for £500,000, you can easily imagine him being sold for 5-6 million at the age of 27, 28 after he's played for you for a while. Easily a high-level championship player, maybe even good enough for a relegation side in the Premier League. Certainly not aimed for the big teams, but for anyone else, he could be a great pickup for your side. Next, we have Danish midfield talent Mark Brink, who is a very well-rounded midfielder. He's not got anything that's amazingly stand out in his game, but he can do a lot of things well. He can pass, he can tackle, he can mark, good first touch, can score a goal, can dribble, decent on the set pieces as well, physically fairly balanced. The same with his mentals, can be picked up for £500,000 from Silkeborg IF, a team out in the Danish divisions. A talented player who could be a great deep line playmaker, maybe a box-to-box midfielder I feel like could suit him potentially quite well, and I feel like it does looking at those attributes there. £500,000 or less. He's a real gem of a player, someone that can help with your midfield depth, and then you can sell him on for £5 million or so in a few years. He's only 24, so he's got 10 years or so left of his career yet for you to bring him in and make a profit eventually. If you're looking for an experienced ball-playing centre-back, check out Juan Barrero, who plays for Leon, a club out in the Mexican divisions. Now this 28-year-old Colombian is talented both physically and mentally, but it's his technicals where he really shines, with 14 passing and 13 vision, making him a very good ball-playing defender. That doesn't mean that he lacks in the defensive phase though. 14 marking, 15 tackling, heading ability and first touch, good mental attributes and nice physicals as well. Yes, he's only 6'1", but he has the jumping reach to make up for it. Ball-playing centre-backs aren't always very easy to come by, so Barrero here could be a great player for you. One of the cheapest players in this list though is this man, Ricardo Chavez. He plays for Club Atlético San Luis out in the Mexican divisions. He's valued at only about £30,000. His wages aren't particularly high either, and you're not getting, you know, a Hakimi level right back or anything like that, but he is certainly very strong, very talented, championship level player for sure. Physical attributes are there, his technical attributes are also good. There's no huge weakness in his game. 27 years of age, 3 or 4 years left of playing at this kind of level before he starts to deteriorate. And if you're looking for a right back, he will be a no-brainer, £30,000, and you'd easily sell him on for a few million in a couple of years and make huge profits on him. If a pacey winger is the kind of player that you're after, then check out Jojen Julio. He plays for Liga de Quito, a side out in the Ecuadorian divisions. Another Ecuadorian player here, 5 international appearances already at the age of 24, so you're getting a full international who's going to get more caps for a very cheap cheap fee. Physically is really where he shines. He's very quick, very agile, and he's got plenty of stamina too. Works hard, likes to cut in on that right foot from the left-hand side, either to cross as an inverted winger or as an inside forward. He could also potentially score a few goals. He's got the flair, he's got the corner ability, long shots and passing as well. Combine that with his pace, and he is someone that could be very, very efficient in the in-game engine. Another bargain of a player here is Jose Alvarez, who plays for FMSCOUT, a team out in the Uruguayan divisions. Now, he is a left midfielder, a central midfielder, a left back, a striker, pretty much anything you could probably want in your team, although I'd be thinking either midfield or on that left-hand side would be the best place for him. As an out-and-out winger on this left channel, he would do a great job with 14 crossing, 14 dribbling. He's got the acceleration as well. You'll be paying about £60,000-70,000 for him. That's absolutely nothing for a player that's still got 3 or 4 years left at a pretty decent level. He's an important player for his team, clearly very talented, and someone that could be a great addition to your squad. Before we move on to the next player, I just want to let you know I do have my own channel linked in the description down below, and I'd really appreciate it if after this video you could come over and hit the subscribe button. Plenty of Football Manager content on there for you guys, including some YouTube shorts about Wonderkids you might not have heard of. Come check it out, I'd massively appreciate it. But back to the players. And we are heading over to the Spanish divisions for our next player with David Costas, an important player for his side of Oviedo in the second division, a ball-playing centre-back with a lot of ability who is still 27, a former under-21 international for Spain. He has 14 passing, 12 vision and 12 technique, as well as being a very good defender. 6 foot, maybe not the best in the air, but he can head the ball well, nice first touch and dribbling. If you're looking for a ball-playing defender for very cheap, about £200,000 or so, he could be a great one. This feels like the kind of player Brighton would somehow find in real life. Kevin Sandoval, a Peruvian 25-year-old who plays for Cienciano, a side out in Peru, who, by the way, I mean, look at their manager. You've got to love the hair on him, but if you do go back to their side, you will see, where is it? There you go, that he is the captain of his club. He is very talented. Yes, physically and mentally, he's decent, but technically, he's a penalty whiz, great free kicks, great long shot, a brilliant dribbler, good finishing ability, crossing ability, corners are there, the technique is there as well. This guy's the real deal technically. Got a year and a half left on his deal, about £300,000-400,000 will get you this player for your team. Left-footed, he's probably not going to be very good at cutting in because of his weak right foot, but if you're after an out-and-out winger, Kevin Sandoval here could be a phenomenal player for your side. Another Ecuadorian player, don't worry, there's only 2 left in this list. It's Jose Francisco Ceballos, who plays for Emelec, a side out in the Ecuadorian divisions. It might be a good idea if you're after some bargains to load this Ecuadorian division in to your save, because there's so many good players there. This guy has 5 international caps and 2 goals. He's an attacking midfielder supposedly, but he could really suit that striking position with the 14 finishing. Maybe even a shadow striker in this attacking midfield role would suit him nicely, and it looks like it does. If you have £500,000 laying about, splash it on someone like him, and in a few years, after a bit of decent form and game time, you'll probably sell him on for 5 to 10 million. Obviously, that's all circumstantial, and he has to do fairly well. You have to use him and whatnot, but you're definitely going to get your value for money at 500 grand. So that's Ceballos, and now we're getting into our final few. The next one is Juan Escobar, a centre-back who plays for Cruz Azul. He's an important player in one of the most prominent sides in Mexico, a centre-back who's only 26, with a few years to get better yet. Decent physical ability, decent mentals and technicals, nothing too stand out, but he's very good with the ball at his feet, 13 passing, 13 vision, 12 technique, and he can tackle well and mark well. A really cheap fee on him of about £100,000. I don't know why, I don't know how he's so cheap. His wages are also particularly low. He's got a few years left on his deal, he's a regular starter. I don't know why he's being offered for so cheap, but if you can go and get him, make it happen. He'd be a great player for a lot of teams. Our final Ecuadorian on this list is Johnny Quinones. He plays for Ecuadorian side Alcas, and he is a very nice midfield option. His physical attributes are good. He's a great team player, nice work rate, technique, passing and vision is there, long shots, first touch, free kick taking ability, a very nicely rounded midfielder who could play many a role with no issue really. There's a lot of roles here that he would suit well. An Ecuadorian international with 3 caps and 1 goal at only the age of 24. He's got a few years left yet, and even though it says £425,000 to 1.2 million if you go up to him and offer that £500,000 fee, if everything is what I think it is, they will accept it. And you can see there, they've gone ahead and done so. Don't always be fooled by these transfer fees. Everyone in this video, at least within this save, you can go ahead and buy for 500,000. It might fluctuate slightly in your saves, but I don't imagine it will be by much. Johnny Quinones here. Check him out if you're after a midfielder who's got plenty of years left in the tank and would be an absolute bargain. A player that we have spoke about in a previous video, but he certainly fits the bill of cheap beasts you can get for under 500k. It's Diego Lopez of LC Sailors, a star player for his side. They, by the way, are a club out in the Singapore divisions. Like I say, I've spoke about him before, so I won't focus on him for too long, but good technical ability, mentals and physicals are there as well. Cutting inside on that right foot, he could be very deadly for under 500k. Head over to the Slovakian divisions to Dunstrada and you will find a Croatian 24-year-old by the name of Andrea Blich. Now, this player has played for a variety of clubs already at such a young age. He was worth a few £1 million a few years ago when he moved to Udinese, has been around the Dutch divisions, now has ended up in Slovakia. He's a talented midfielder. Again, another one that you can sign for £500,000 and plenty of years left in his career. A lot of talent, a lot of ability, and whilst he's not stand out compared to some players, he's in a European league, so there's a slightly higher chance that he might be in one of your saves, and he could be a gem for your midfield. We go to Grêmio for our next player in the Brazilian divisions, or GRE if you don't have a name fix on, for Brazilian 24-year-old Pierre. 500 grand or less will net you a technically gifted player who's also got great mental attributes and physical attributes to go alongside it. A number 10 who's only 24 and still has 10 years or so left in his career. He's had a decent amount of first team football whilst at Grêmio, but maybe not the most, and for that reason, you're able to sign him for quite a cheap fee. If you're after a creative outlet in that number 10 position, he could be a great pickup, a lot of ability, and still the potential to get better yet. And finally, we have a Paraguayan with 15 caps already at the age of 27. He plays for Paraguayan side Sereno Porteño, and his name is Angel Cordozo Lucena. A lot of words there to potentially get jumbled up on, but hopefully I've done a decent job with my pronunciations in this video. 500 grand will get you a midfielder who's got really good ability when it comes to his technicals going forward, but also is very, very good mentally. With 16 work rate, he's going to work hard, and if you're after a box-to-box midfielder, which is one of the harder roles to try and profile in Football Manager, then this man could be a great fit for you at a very cheap price as well. The wages won't come particularly high either. Good physical ability, good mental ability. He is a real gem, and that concludes our 15 cheap beasts that you can sign in your save and likely sell them on for 10 times the amount of money you paid for them. And that's alongside them performing well in your first team and helping your team out. If you did enjoy the video, go ahead and smash that like button for us. Come check out my channel. But most of all, have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.